to throw for the bull. Outside.
Welcome to Wigan for another day of darting action. A Sunday afternoon of sport to bring you live from Robin Park Tennis Centre, where here on Saturday we had a record-breaking tournament. Peter Wright,
bullseye,
taking the title in sensational style, a 170 checkout to win it against Gerwyn Price.
Steve's won the bull.
In the only break of
Steve to throw first.
The tournament decider last night. Snakebite continuing his wonderful form this year, the world champion, the master.
97.
He also had the highest average over the course of a day that we've ever had in a Players' Championship event. In 106.7, we had the highest tournament average combined from
100.
All of these stats recorded yesterday. 93.5 the tournament average, and the most 100 plus averages that we've ever had in a Players' Championship event as well. So carry on, boys.
85.
And lady Lisa Ashton, of course, in the field as well. It is a history-making, record-breaking year on the Pro Tour.
180.
And we hope to see that continue this afternoon. Steve Lennon, the man throwing now, had a big say in the tournament himself. In fact, was cruelly denied the chance to
100.
appear in his first floor final, missing 4 match darts in the semi-finals against Gerwyn Price. And he's got a tough assignment if he wants to have a similar run this afternoon. Lennon taking on Dave Chisnall, who has already tossed in a maximum. Steve Lennon, though, we know, can live with the scoring power of Chisnall. He hit 10 180s in that semi-final last night. That's a slip from Chisnall. He'll be disappointed there not to have earned himself a dart, at least at the bull, and not to have left anything of note either. Lennon will get a dart at double top.
62.
Dave Chisnall will get 2 darts at double top.
Game shot.
But needs just 1. And aided by the maximum, Chizzy takes the lead. It hasn't been a strong start to the year for Dave Chisnall, who's still readjusting to wearing glasses.
68.
Spoken about the fact that he doesn't really enjoy wearing them, doesn't like wearing them, but he's getting
40
headaches when he doesn't. Steve Lennon hoping to give him a headache this afternoon.
40.
Yeah, just to highlight the point of how
99.
below par Dave Chisnall's start to the season has been. He's yet to win his board in 5 Players' Championship events. The best he did was at Players' Championship 2 when he beat Luke Humphries and Matt Clark before losing out to Jason Lowe in the 3rd round.
96.
But it's been 2 first-round defeats and 2 second-round defeats around that mini run. Chisnall, such a proficient and prolific winner
137
on the Pro Tour in recent years. That is a big surprise. Lennon wasn't doing much better until yesterday.
180.
But the amount of maximums he's hit is, well, Chisnall-esque. We'll come back to that point in a moment as Chisnall looks to land double top for the second
96.
leg on the spin. Couldn't do it this time, having broken the throw in the first leg. His throw is now under threat.
Game shot.
And his throw has been taken as Lennon beds the bull for the 86 combo. Yeah, the 180 that Steve Lennon hit in that leg was his 43rd on the tour so
60.
far this season. In what was his 101st leg. Real
125.
prolific maximum hitting from Steve Lennon, a man who you might not expect to be at or near the top of the list.
134.
But yeah, he had racked up 42 going into today's tournament.
180.
In contrast, Dave Chisnall had only managed 28.
$140.
Peter Wright, who tops the pile in just about every statistic so far this season, has managed
90.
to rack up 86 maximums so far on the floor. That's 20 more than his nearest rival in that department, Nathan Aspinall.
95.
Wright will be the man to beat perhaps again this afternoon. Chisnall, 10 or a 6. A 10 it is, 36 left.
70.
But he could have won every leg here, Dave Chisnall, but he could find himself behind in a matter of moments. Is that in the treble or?
Game
no, it
shot.
was in the single. Allowing Steve Lennon to land tops to take the lead. Of course, Michael van Gerwen still without a title in 2020. We'll be keeping an eye on his progress
100.
this afternoon. Currently leading Joe Mernon 3-0 on board one. A potential board final in prospect there with Gary Anderson. I'm sure that if that happens, we'll bring it to you streamed live here on PDC TV.
60.
This is a much better performance from Dave Chisnall than
59.
he's produced for the majority of the season. Already fired in 3 maximums, an average of around 106. He's managed that kind
60.
of standard once this year. One average of over 100, but more notably and worryingly for Dave Chisnall, 6 averages lower than 90. Just has to think about where to go here. Worked it
56.
out to make sure that he left himself on a finish, and what a finish to be on. The 170 that saw Peter Wright take the title
140
yesterday. Are we going to see it early doors this Sunday afternoon?
145.
Well, we weren't far away, but we have seen Dave Chisnall have a dart at double at least in every single leg in this match.
65.
So he knows that he's winning the race to the finish. He just can't seem to get over the line. And Lennon again will have the chance to steal the leg.
Game shot.
And he does. Well, Chisnall must be kicking himself. Could be 4-0 up in this match. Finds himself 3-1 behind. Steve Lennon perhaps with a newfound confidence after that wonderful run here yesterday. Saw him average 110 in one match and hit a 9-darter.
180.
Chisnall lands maximum number 4 for him.
$43.
Lennon's perfect leg was the 10th in the PDC so far in 2020. On course to be a record-breaking year in that regard as well. Well on course. Michael van Gerwen is wasting no time this afternoon. 5-0 up now against Joe Mernon. The Dutchman who was beaten by Christian Bunzer yesterday.
$65.
It was a good opening round for the top 16 seeds, only one of them beaten.
58.
On Saturday, that was Johnny Clayton. We'll see if that pattern continues today. As Lennon, for once, is going to have the first darts at
60.
double.
60.
Well, that was a very unfortunate visit for Dave Chisnall. You'd think at least one of those would have found the treble. Millimetres away.
Game shot.
But a long way behind in the match now. A comfortable hold of throw for Lennon, and Chisnall just takes a step back and perhaps
180.
has a word with himself. He needs to hit big and fast.
96. 180.
Well, is he going to hit as big as possible, as fast as possible? A maximum followed by another. And now Dave Chisnall.
59.
He's on the perfect 9. Yes, treble 19. Couldn't find it.
89.
But this is exactly what the doctor ordered, just when Chisnall needed it most.
180.
Lennon lobs in a max of his own, but it won't leave him a finish. That's 8 in the match now.
Game shot.
What a leg that is from Chisnall. We just saw before that leg, Chisnall just gave his head a shake, stepped back, took his time, and then just produced a brilliant 11-darter.
140.
Chisnall averaging 100, has had doubles to win all but one of the 6 legs in this match. Well, that was in. That was in the treble.
80.
Didn't let it affect him too much.
$100.
Certainly playing well enough to win this. But he is running out of time, Dave Chisnall, and needs to get a break of throw ASAP.
100. 60.
We do have one result already through from the first round, and it is no surprise that it is Michael van Gerwen, a 6-0 win.
180.
Against Joe Mernon. 100 average for MVG. Dave Chisnall here is threatening to
60.
Match the massive maximum hitting of his opponent yesterday. 10. Well, he had to go for this in the last leg. Of course he's going to hit it.
170.
Well, I think there are a few people watching this kind of glad he missed that, because we would have rather seen it at the end of the last leg. But now Lennon could show him how it's done.
109.
And that break that he really, really needs is on here.
Game shot.
And he's earned it. And credit to Dave Chisnall for keeping his cool and turning this around. Playing fantastic stuff, Chizzy. 7 maximums he's racked up.
100. 100.
'And this could be the first of
123.
4 legs left in this match. There is no reason why Chisnall can't fire in another 3 and match that of Lennon yesterday. Of course, when Lennon hit 10 in the semis, it was a slightly
97.
longer format. Best of 13. I mentioned that Johnny Clayton was the only
84.
one of the top 16 seeds to be beaten in the first round yesterday. Well, the Ferret is out again in round 1. He'll have to scurry away
58.
back to Wales. He's been beaten 6-1 by Cristo Reyes. Lisa Ashton also loses out in the first round. She's been beaten 6-2 by James Wade. And the runner-up yesterday, Gerwyn Price, a 6-2 winner against Ryan Murray. The early results filtering through from the 16 boards currently in play around Robin Park Tennis Centre in Wigan, as Chisnall looks to find a way around that. Can he use the V of the flight there?
20.
Well, he tried, but there you can see the smirk on his face. A miss was minute, but a miss is as good as a mile. And Steve Lennon could once again steal
74.
a leg. Not this time. Chisnall has kept his composure for the duration of this match, and as I say that, the dart lacking in composure from Chizzy, and that he just didn't settle for that visit at all, did he? Steve Lennon remains cucumber cool and turns the match. Well, the match was already in his favour, but it's massively in his favour again now. Dave Chisnall has to find 2 breaks of throw once again and has to be perfect from here on in.
60.
An early opening presented, however. Chisnall, well, I was going to say should find 2 trebles from there. He's done well in the end to get 1. Ian White has won his first match, 105 average
96.
for Diamond White, 6-2 against Mike Kyvenhoven. And Peter Wright, who has been in wonderful form this year, has eased past Martin Schindler,
81.
6-2 to the world champion.
$97.
It looks as if we are going to witness more than one of the top 16 seeds go out, because Chisnall is seeded number 7 for this tournament. I'm not sure that that bounced off anything significant. But this is the sort of match
100.
where Dave Chisnall is going to feel frustrated should he go on and lose it, because it has been a game where he's had chances,
60.
should have had control probably for much of the tie. It hasn't been like Lennon's produced the
92.
power scoring and dominant display that he managed in many of his matches yesterday.
123.
But he has stepped in and taken his chances when Chisnall has presented them to him, and he does it again to finish the job. A 6-3 success for Steve Lennon. Dave Chisnall leaves frustrated, loses in the first round, and Lennon blows open this board. He will take on the winner of the next match when he plays his second round tie. It is Gavin Carlin against a former World Championship finalist, Andy Hamilton.